Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the show. And I think I'm going to start this series where I do drive time conversations with CEO, developers, business leaders, and stakeholders in our space to talk about real estate opportunities and also to talk about investment advice for you that are investing in real estate in Lagos. And today I'm with Mr. Jerry Ademola of Property Day Limited, the MD and CEO of Property Day Limited. And today I want us to talk about three major client objections to investing in Ibeju Lekki. Adon City is about to launch phase 2, the tech city, and it's in Ibeju Lekki. And over the years, people have said a lot about Ibeju Lekki as much of as an awesome investment location it is. Some people have some objections, so I'm going to be dealing with three of them. And the first one is that it is bush, or let's say even four of them. First one, it is bush. Second one, it is far. Third one, it is water. And fourth one is that it's close to the refinery, and what are the adverse effects of that. And I'm going to start to deal with the first objection, which is that it is bush. Obviously Mr. Jerry can take over from there. And the thing you need to know about it is that really, how much does it cost you to clear a bush? And the truth of the matter is that if you're hinging your location, your investment based on the fact that all you can see is bush, then you are not an investor that has an eye for the future. You're not somebody that recognizes value. If locational indicators are saying that development is moving to this place, and your only reason for not investing is that all you can see is bush, you don't have foresight, and then you're waiting for barren or fresh land in Lekki, or where am I even going to call now? The person that's going to go and clear that bush, remove those trees and their tree stumps, once they do that, just know that the price has gone up. So don't let that stop you. And Mr. Jerry can just add something to that, as a telltale sign that discourages sometimes people from investing, especially in those axes. When you just see all around, it seems like it is a wilderness, so to speak.
All right, thank you, Mr. Uche. All right, what I tell most of my clients or people who are prospects want to buy properties and asking questions, or they're consulting with me, and when they make the objection that the place is bush and everything, and I tell them, what is investment? Right, let's talk about investment. What is investment? Right, the major key in investment is two things. Right, number one is risk. Right, and two, foresight. But I will stick with foresight. What is investment in real estate in the context of buying a property? In this context again, as buying a landed property, maybe in Ibeju Lekki or Ekpe. Now, investment is in real estate is like taking a seed. When you take a granite or a maize, a corn, right, and put it on the ground, it's called putting a ground for is a reason, because one thing that does not fail in life is sowing and reaping, and real estate investment is simply like that. So if you want a city, you want to buy a land, come to Lekki phase 1 and bring 500 million. No problem, I'll get a property for you, a good one. 1 billion, I'll take you to Banana Island.
Yeah.
But if you want to invest, means you want your money to grow, there's a principle called dying in business. It's also applicable to farmers, whereby you plant your seed and wait for it to die. So if you are buying a bush, what you are doing really is you're not buying the bush, you are buying a futuristic thing. It's foresight on this place, it's a bush, a seed. Yeah. I want to take my money and plant it on this place. And what's going to generate in the future, it's fruits of a civilized, modern, developed city,
community.
So if you hear the term or the phrase "buy the bush now, own the city tomorrow," we underestimate or underemphasize that, because that is as true as anything. It's seed. If you take a corn, inside that corn is a tree that has fruits, combs, brushes, leaves.
Yeah.
to create more fruit that will have many seeds of corn. That is how bush and real estate is. So when you are investing in real estate, what are you coming to do? Ask them why you're investing. What's your long-term goal, your short-term goal? Do you want to make money? No. I tell people, real estate is not a Ponzi scheme. You know, people want quick money. I want to make money quick. That's why you just end up making, you know, you are frustrated. You don't even know what to do. You're losing your money because real estate is not a Ponzi scheme. There's a period of waiting. If you want to investment now, go and buy land in Lekki, come to Banana Land, go to Ikoyi, go to Via and buy land. But if you want to grow your money, you want to see your money grow, you want to have a baby and grow the baby, invest in the bush. Have good properties, good property company, buy a good land with documents. If it's freehold, finish it, perfect the document at Alausa. You go to meet a lawyer, go to meet someone that knows about it, or a surveyor. You do your checks and you buy a property. So if you are buying land and a customer tells me that, I have to educate you because money, cash is a liability, whether you like it or not. If you put in the bank, it's a liability. You lose value. So what I do is that I will take your liquid cash, solidify it into an asset called money. How? By burying that money on the ground, not literally, but in the context of what I'm talking about. And after a while it grows, 6 months is a season. 1 year is almost 2 seasons. 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, depending on how long you want to wait. After a while it grows, it appreciates. So the principle of sowing and reaping applies to real estate. So you do not plant trees, you plant seeds. So the bush at that point, it's a seed. And how is it a seed? You can create whatever you want there. So that's why you see a bush now is now turning to a modern city. And you're like, wow, fantastic! I knew this would happen. How many of you knew many years ago Dangote refinery was just a bush? If you go there now, you'll be amazed because at that point it was a seed. Somebody came there and planted something there, planted imagination, being creative. So real estate also gives you the ability to be creative with your investment. So you don't really buy a bush. What you are buying an investment. You are buying the future that you're key into. And don't forget, you cannot feature in the future then picture. I'm not saying that to sound like I'm trying to rhyme words, but the truth is that you have to picture an investment. The end product of an investment majorly. Are you really buying a bush, or you want to buy a land to make money in the future? Or you want to buy to build? So first of all, have the end in mind. So every seed is a tree, every bush is a city. That's it.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jerry. And when he was speaking, I just remembered Pastor Matthew Ashimolo talking about how he went to Ota with Pastor David Oyedepo. And what he was seeing was a jungle, he was seeing squirrels. But that man was seeing a university. And right now, he even has 2 universities. And hey, my brother schooled in Ota, I've been there several times. And if you see what this man did in an otherwise, medium to low income scale environment, is just amazing. So it depends on what you're seeing. And if you don't have the foresight, like he said, go to Banana Island, go to Lekki, go to even Aja, Shongo, Tedo. But if you want to grow your money, and even for cheap, it's like you're buying valuable property at a discount. And the Holy Bible says, except a wheat of corn or like a seed diet to the ground, it remains alone. So you can hold your seed, and eat your seed, but until you bury that in the bush, so to speak, then obviously it would give you your return. So the next objection people talk is water. And I want Mr. Jerry to start talking about this because when we actually went to prospect for a particular property, he was so passionate. In fact, that was one of the inspirations for this video. When we were talking about, like, if a client tells you that this is water, you will say, collect your money and go, because he has seen firsthand. So I'm just going to say a few things. I'm also going to add to it. Another objection when people don't buy and they say, oh, is it not water? They buy water. They buy swimming pool. That's that kind of thing. So how do you deal with that particular objection? You want to buy, but your own is that I want to see that land. That land, water now. Water. Rainy season when this thing falls. How do you deal with that? Both from the customer's perspective and also from a developer's perspective, because even people that are going to be braving to take that decision, they want to also know what is the developer's plan for water, because the truth of the matter is that Lagos is a coastal city. Lagos is flanked by both the Atlantic Ocean and also flanked by the lagoon. and we have various creeks here and there. So how do you deal with that objection when people say, oh, I'm not investing because it's water or because of rainfalls, storm water and what have you?
All right, like you said, if a customer or a client or a prospect comes to meet me that she saw or he saw land and it's waterlogged in a way, I'm like, okay, don't buy, just go. Yeah, it's simple because, like I said, see, what we call water really, let me explain to you. Even the sea,
yeah,
what is under the sea? Is it water? No, it's land. The whole world is built on land. What we call the world of majority water is like, what is under the sea? It's not land. Look at it. Number one, if you've been to Abuja, I think they have just one artificial lake that was created, right? They created a lake because there was no water there. There's something about water and land that goes together. Of course, if you buy a property and it's full of water, good, you sand feel. It's going to cost you a lot of money. But ultimately, I ask people, are you buying? What are you really buying? It's still boils down to the same thing. What is the end product of you purchasing a property? Are you purchasing to earn money? Are you purchasing to build? If you want to build, are you building there? So those are the questions you ask. Because, right? Okay, let's assume I'm not a developer. I'm not a developer, right? I want to buy property from the company. And they drove me to the place and I saw water. I'm like, okay, no problem, I'm going to buy it. Right? Well, because I understand the fact that it's not about buying water, it's about what I want to do there. If I want to build, I look for the road, like access points, look for the, there's some things you look out for when buying a property based on a need. People that say, I'm buying this thing, ask them, what do they want the land to do? They don't even know. Don't just buy land or have land. No. You have to be wise. Be wise with your investment. You are putting money somewhere. You understand? If you're putting money somewhere, you need to know why you're putting the money.
Yeah.
You can't just say, I want to buy land, For what?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah. Okay, and to add to what he said, Lagos is a coastal city, and a coastal city means that there are just very few places in Lagos, even on the mainland, that it's like completely dry. I lived in River State for, like a greater percentage of my life. And we had to do, they taught us in technical drawing, DPC, damp-proof course type of foundation. You had to sand feel, and you had to really, really dig deep because, it's in fact, the name says rivers, so people don't know their history. People don't know that Lagos Island was actually separate from mainland. During when the colonialists came and also during the military government, they sandfilled everywhere. VI and Ikoyi, they were not actually joined to Lagos Island. It was actually separated by water. So they sandfilled a lot of places, and Lagos is a product of sandfilling because of the way urbanization and development was going. People were rapidly sandfilling. And obviously, there's much to be said about how we are doing this sandfilling and how we are having drainages. But the truth of the matter is that where you're living now is probably being sandfilled. That's the truth of the matter, where you're actually living now. And, if you don't realize the enormous potential, do you know the enormous potential in living by the shoreline, in having extensive, over 20-something kilometers of shoreline Lagos has, if not even more. So, countries, even like Dubai, they even have to do artificial rainfall. It poses a lot of opportunities in tourism, opportunities in farming, opportunities in agriculture, aquatic life, and what have you. So, Dangote said that they actually dredged how many million tons? I think, is it 3 million tons of sand to sandfill where he is right now on. So, if somebody was discouraged by water, this is water, we would not have anything called a refinery right now in Lagos. So what do you want to do with it, and do you have the technology? So you ask the developer, how deep are you filling this? Like, they're supposed to have this specification. This is how deep the water is. Is it going 3 meters? Is it going so and so kilometers under the ground? Eco Atlantic, they told you that they filled it with 10 million tons of sand. Then this thing is 10 kilometers. Their wall, the Great Wall, is about 10 kilometers. So you need to know these things so that if you're seeing a good location, if you're seeing a place that has good prospects, and you're seeing water, does the developer have the what is the price of the land? Does the developer have plans to sand fill it, or do you have to sand fill yourself? What is the cost of you sand filling? And you wrap this up in your investment decision finally. So this is the second one that you should not let stop you.
I can even add something to it. If anybody shows you a good land, a good location, please buy it. You don't necessarily, if it's waterlogged, buy it. Do you know why? You don't necessarily have to build on it. Because if we knew what we know now, they probably in Lekki now, there was a lot of water. Lekki is full of water.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the former name of that Lekki itself. There's the name of they call that place. It's water, full of water. But guess what? Lekki is now beautiful. Everybody wants to own a plot, buy this thing there. But because look at it, if you have land, good document, but it's water, buy it.
Buy it.
Do a raft fencing and live it. In 10 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, somebody come and buy that property from you in tens or hundreds of millions. So really, it's not about, like I tell people, really, my bottom line is still this. If you have land, buy. If you have the money, buy. So far, it's a good, the documents are complete. They go, release the company, perfect. Buy it.
Yeah.
Don't think about, because truly, you go and buy dry land, in Mowe, and it might take 30 years before that place open up. Buy in the Lekki, buy in Ekpe, when it's growing fast.
Yeah.
You can buy today, in 10 years, 20 years, you are a multi-billionaire. Then buy in Mowe, and 20 years, you are still trying to solve 5 million naira. Oh, God. Yeah, it's investment. You have to be wise about investment.
Yeah.
So, are you buying to keep? You can keep. Land does not go. Nobody carries land and run away. If your documents are complete, your land is there 20, 50, 100 years to come.
Yeah.
So that's my advice for you guys.
Yeah, he mentioned Lekki. I also, there's a popular real estate developer that mentioned Nikon Town. He said that a client told him that when he went to see land in Nikon Town, I think they were selling about 5 million. He used a boat, like a canoe. They did not see where to put their leg. Now go to Nikon Town. Even 75 million, you cannot get a land there. Amen Estates.
Water.
Mr. Jerry was telling me he knows the surveyor that went to survey there. He swam.
Water was getting here.
It was getting to his neck for him to go and cut that land, pick all of the points of the land.
MNS is now hot cake.
Amen Estates, as at 5 years ago, was selling like 150 million for a house or so. Hot cake. That Eleko side. She went there when it was bush, and also that place was waterlogged. Everywhere was water.
Foresight.
So foresight, what are you seeing? Don't allow it to stop you. If you see like a good land in a very good location, go for it. So that's the second particular objection that we deal with in Ibeju Lekki Ekpe. So for the last two objections, some people say, okay, Ekpe and Ibeju Lekki, okay, I know, but that place is far. And also people talk about, okay, what are the concerns of the refinery being in that location, proximity, pollution issues, traffic issues. So that objection, let me say something about it first and foremost. About when you say a place is far relative to where. So for instance now, Lekki is far relative to somebody that's living in Festac. Chevron can be far relative to somebody that's living in Awuyaya. So when you say far from where? So if you're buying for investment, for instance, Ekpe and Ibeju Lekki, they are going to be in proximity to the expatriates, foreigners, investors that are going to be living and working in Alaro City, in the free trade zone, in all of those areas. So except you're going to plan to live there, obviously, which is not you cannot rule that out. Some people, they want somewhere. Some people in the diaspora, they actually want to go to somewhere that that is just quiet. Ekpe is the residential future of Lagos State. So if you're saying a place is far from here, and what do you want to do there? Is it for an investment? Is it somewhere that you want to have like a vacation home, like a beach home? So General Beach, literally, General Beach is fully booked. I was in Ibeju Lekki. General Beach is along that refinery road, and that place is always fully booked. Like I'm Pine Tropicana. Do you know how far it is? People are coming out of the country to have their honeymoon there in that place. So, when you say far, you need to make an intelligent argument. Far from here, really, far from here. So Jerry, you can add something.
Okay, I think the issue we have here is based on exposure. I'm opportunity to actually take two clients, two white guys to sites, and to be honest with you, I'm not joking. These guys have never complained on it's too far. I don't know why. Then it dawned on me that really, if you've been to all these countries, America, and they take road trips, you can take road trip for 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
They don't complain. The road is good.
Yeah.
Have you been to America? Maybe from Alaska to you're going to New York or something.
Yeah.
You're doing a road trip. It's a long. They don't complain.
Enjoyable. They look forward to it.
They look forward to it. I think it's exposure.
Yeah.
And Mr. Uche said, far from where really? What's the purpose of your movement? What's the purpose? Movement. The two white guys never told me far. They were enjoying the trip. When they were like, oh, are we here? I said, yes, we are here. Why? Because white people have this end in heart. I'm going for an inspection. I'm going to buy a property. I'm not going to go and stay there. I'm going for an investment purpose. I'm going to buy property to wait or to resell or to do something. So really, in Nigeria, I can say that the road is bad. True. So it can really, let's say the road is bad and everything. That's understandable. But apart from that, I don't think a property is far, because there's nothing like far. And there's nothing like Dangote refineries. If you are buying a property at Dangote refineries, I keep saying education about a product, knowledge about product is very important. Why am I buying property in this area? What are the prospects? What is Lagos plan here? What's the general plan here? Of course, that place will be more of commercial.
Yeah.
You are building industries there, you are doing estate there. Majorly it's for commercial purposes, because you can't be staying near a refinery. Come on. It's not healthy. So there are other reasons. When people tell me it's far, like before I go to say, okay, I'm taking you to this side too. Oga, it's far. I'll tell you it's far. It's also an location. If you want to go, go. If you want to go, if you want something closer, I'll take you to this thing based on your budget. So really, it's depending on the knowledge of the product and the person's exposure and what you're looking for. Dangote refinery is a fantastic place to go. Guess what? Every industrial location is important for you to get a property there.
Yeah.
No matter how small, 150 square meters, 300 square meters, 800 square meters, just buy. Because guess what? People will come and buy it from you. Because that place is, the growth there is unimaginable. Because industries are going to come there. Companies are going to come there. Just buy. So what if our location is far? Are you staying there? If you are staying there now, it's a different case, it's a different scenario. You're not staying there, you're going to come and invest.
Yeah.
Right? They're not going to put people that can service your property for you, they can come and check your property for you from time to time.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing about far or big.
Far,
No. It depends on what you want, what you want to do. So when you get those things straight, you have the knowledge about the product, guess what, you're good to go.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah. So I hope with these few points of ours, we've been able to convince you and not to confuse you. Dealing with, it's bush, it's water, it's far, and it's close to the refinery. Even like if you want to buy you can even still buy residential plots close to the refinery. It needs to be at least 48 meters. There's still land that is 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, 10 kilometers. It's actually a really, really long road. So don't allow any of these things to stop you. We're introducing a new product that's about to hit the market like crazy, and it's along that axis. So right now you don't really have any excuse if you actually have the money and if you're looking to invest, because we have dealt with each and every one of those objections that will tell you, okay, let me wait. You don't actually wait to buy real estate. You buy real estate and wait. Because I always say this thing, anytime you hear about a property, that is the cheapest price it will be ever. And if you don't buy it now, when you want to buy it, it's not going to be the same price. So stay tuned. It's going to be showing on your screen, and subsequently, you're going to be hearing more information about this estate that we are doing, Adon Tech City, and it's going to be off the chains. Make sure you grab your own, because plots are going to be selling fast, because this area now, with the commissioning and everything that's happening, he mentioned bad roads. The Lagos state government, even though they are not doing it in a way that is even coordinated, but they're actually really doing all of the roads. In another 2-3 years, all of these roads are going to be smooth passage, and then you're not gonna have the excuse of it's far again, because it's going to be very motorable. And also with the real stuff that's going to happen, commute is going to be much easier, and it will also even increase the value of real estate. So act now. Thank you so much for listening. This is the Ownahome.ng TV show. I'm here with Mr. Jeremy Ademola of Property Day Limited. Thank you so much for your time. I'm having me do this. For more inquiries, if you want to ask any more questions, kindly contact me, kindly like, kindly share, kindly subscribe, and I'll see you in the very next video. Bye bye.